Well, the first thing I'd say, it's the role of a president is an incredible combination of responsibility and privilege. So the responsibility of being pivotal in the future of the students and the societies around them. And that is a huge responsibility. But equally, it's a massive privilege to be able to engage with those opportunities, to engage with tens of thousands of bright young minds who are going to transform the future. I think it's the best job in the world, to be honest. But it is challenging. And leadership, I think, is about bringing together teams of talented people. And certainly one of the things I learned as president is the most important thing is not to be the individual, but to be the person who brings together appropriate teams. Because the other privilege of being in a university is all that talented people around you. But actually creating effective teams to tackle these, to engage. Of course, there are problems every single day, but they can be overcome. And the resources of a university, properly applied, can actually address most issues. I think universities are one of the few remaining trusted institutions around the world. And I know it's not always the case in some countries, but in most parts of the world, they are trusted. And that provides a responsibility of providing that voice, that objective voice, providing evidence. But it's also the fact that universities are exemplars in their communities. When people trust institutions, they look and see what they are doing. So number one is to be an exemplar institution. Number two is to communicate knowledge to the communities around them in a manner that's understandable by those communities. And number three is active engagement with those communities in terms of bringing people with them. So I would see universities as catalysts of change in society in tackling the challenges of climate change. I mean, one of the other biggest challenges in the world that's related to climate change is disinformation. And where are the trusted voices? Where can one go to for trusted information that is robust, objective, and evidence-based? If universities are operating properly, in my mind, they become the source of that. They're unbiased, unaligned with any external forces, but providing that knowledge. And by properly engaging with the communities and societies around them, they can have that impact of informing the societies so that the decisions of the individuals in society are based on what they hear and see from universities. Having a clear set of values, and no matter what happens, no matter what all the pressure and so on, sticking to those values, adhering to those values and operating principles. And I think trust comes by the behavior of institutions in the longer term. And I think that I'm a big believer. I think one of the questions about the universities of the future, I've written about this and talked about values-driven universities, and so that and very high-level values, like those that are reflected in the ASU Charter. I think that's a very important issue. But it's like any relationship about trust. If a person is jumping all over the place and flaky and you never know how they're going to respond, you never trust that person. But when a person is consistent in what they say and adhering to well-articulated values, well, you trust that person. So unfortunately, in some parts of the world, some places not so far from here, the respect for intellectuals and for experts has been challenged. Very difficult to address that issue, but consistency of voice and adhering to principles of veracity, evidence base, all of that. I mean, I think that's what universities have to do and believe in the longer term that evidence will prove them right.